Hi good people, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I go by the name of the beautiful ditebogo, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back to the family, because it's all love here. And if you haven't subscribed, if you're new, you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and thank you for choosing us, because it's all love. Need I remind you that subscribing is absolutely free. We're not going to charge you anything. So on today's video, I come back with a story time, another story time. Let's get right into today's video. So I'm gonna tell you about the horrifics of a public hospital. Like, guys, our system needs to do better, honestly. Okay, so I'm gonna start at the beginning as to what has happened for me to land in this situation, you know. So what had happened was I was 34 weeks in pregnant, meaning I am 8 months pregnant. That was last week, okay? 8 months pregnant, 2 weeks, or if not 2 weeks to 9 months pregnant. So what had happened was I wake up, it was Sunday in the morning, chilled. It was my mom's birthday, and you know, we were chatting, having coffee, breakfast, planning the day as to, you know, how we're going to celebrate her birthday. Okay, cool, it's fine. So she goes to work, and then I prepare myself to take a bath, because I took an oath that, you know what, because I'm in my 13th week, I want to get used to the habit of the moment I open my eyes, I need to take a shower or bath, because hey, I don't want problems. Anything could happen, because I don't know, you know, so that if anything happens, I know what I've bathed, I'm clean, and my bags are packed. My bags were not even packed. My baby's bag, it's not even packed. I'm just chilling. I'm having the time of my life, because I trust in God, and I still do. Okay, so I'm like, let me take a shower before I do anything, just, you know, just to be clean. It's nice to start your day fully clean. I promise you, it's going to be a productive day. And as I was changing, I realized as I'm taking like my underwear off on my panty line, because I wear panty liners every day. It has been a norm in my life that I wear panty liners every day. Reason being, it was because firstly, my periods were tricky, so I couldn't tell if they were coming or not. So if I have a panty liner on, I know that I'm secured. Should my periods, you know, decide that they want to come that day, I know that I'm secured, and I'll still have an extra pad nearby. So it has been my life that I wear a panty liner every day, and I change it like regularly. So I see blood on my panty line. Blood. Mind you, I'm 34 weeks, and blood, like they said in my appointments, if you see blood, my sister, run to your nearest clinic. It's an emergency. And then I see blood, automatically I see red. Like, I froze. I saw blood, I froze, and I went into a panic mode. Like, I panicked. I started breathing so heavily. I was all of a sudden sweating, and I'm still in my pajamas. I was about to take a shower. I'm so conflicted. I'm like, I don't know what to do. It was a mess. I won't lie to you, it was a mess. And I was like, fuck it, you know what, I'm not gonna take a shower. I'm seeing blood, and I don't like what I'm seeing. So I immediately changed my panty liner, and I wear another panty liner. So I'm wearing a new panty liner, and then I'm wearing leggings. Like, I grabbed my leggings, I grabbed the jersey, and then I'm trying to think as to what to do, you know. I'm panicking. Should I take a shower? I'm like, no, what if it's so severe you know, I'm gonna waste time if I take a shower. And yeah, I'm just panicking, I'm just seeing red, and I'm at the back of my mind at the same time, I'm telling myself, please do relax, 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 so that you can think clearly as to what to do. Relax. The other mind is like, red, you know, like, baby, it's a fight or flight, we need to move quickly, we don't know what's going on, you know. And I check my panty line again, I see blood, you know, but it wasn't like red blood, like pinkish blood. But I was, you know, the paranoia of seeing how immediately me changing my panty liner and see more blood again, I'm panicking even worse. Okay, I grab my bag. I'm like, I don't know what to do. What should I do? What should I do? I'm calling people on my emergency contact list. No one is answering their phones. I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let me just get myself to the nearest clinic because I'm panicking. So in my mind, I'm like, should I go to Pretoria North? I'm like, no, it's going to be a long trip if I go to Pretoria North. Let me just go to the nearest clinic. Okay, cool. I grab my bag. I don't grab anything. I just grab my bag that has keys and money. And I even forgot to close the windows. I remember seeing the windows while I'm at the gate. And then I just went to the windows and then just closed them like this because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen with the weather. So I don't want to come back to a house that is blown away by the weather. Okay, cool. I'm on my way there. Luckily, I get a taxi. I'm on my way there, and then I'm panicking, you know, I'm praying, I'm saying a little prayer in my heart, in my mind. I'm like, relax, everything is fine, the baby's fine, I know that the baby's fine. I want to cry at the same time. I am so emotional because I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Okay, cool. My mom calls me and she's like, are you okay? You know, like randomly, is like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, I'll call you back. You know, one thing I know about my mom, the reason that I didn't call my mom, the first person that came to my mind was my mom. But I know my mom panics more than me. So I was like, I'm in a panic mode. I don't want someone being in a panic mode with me because it's just going to drive me crazy. So she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, I'll call you back. Then I drop the phone immediately because I didn't want to speak to anyone. Okay, cool. I get to the clinic. I get to the security. I'm like, they're like, where you going? I'm like, the maternity. And like, okay, well, they escort you to the maternity. Get to the maternity. I see these nurses and I'm like, I'm bleeding. And they're like, okay, you bleeding since what time? I'm like, I've seen it just like 30 minutes ago. I'm bleeding even now as we speak, you know. It was not a heavy bleed, but guys, yo. Okay, cool. They're like, no, we're gonna do a urine stick just to check if, you know, if everything is fine. And that nurse could see that I was panicking, and she was like, please don't panic, because if you panic, your blood pressure is gonna go up. We don't know where this bleeding is coming from, so we're gonna check you. Relax, you're in good hands. Okay, cool. I went and did the urine stick, and they're like, okay, we see blood in your urine. And then it's like, lie down. I just want to check if your cervix has opened. You're probably having a baby. I'm like, what? Having a baby? No, not now. I'm not ready. No, you know. And he checks in my cervix, and it's like I can't even reach it because it's so far away, meaning that it's still closed. So he checks the head of the baby. She checks if the baby has turned. It's like, yeah, I could you know, feel that the baby is head in, like literally he's head in, and not quite saying that he's ready to come out because his cervix is so soft and it is closed, like literally closed, that there's no sign of labor, you know. But I'm struggling to detect where this bleeding is coming from. I'm like, okay. So it's like, I'm asking questions at the same time. It's like, you know, what happens? Is it an emergency if I'm bleeding? What could be the cause of bleeding? You know, please tell me anything. Tell me causes, anything. Whatever they taught you at nursing school, I want to know, you know. And they're like, no, we're going to send you to a hospital because we don't deal with this kind of emergencies. Okay, cool. They check the baby. Two of them, they do do check the baby, they do insert their fingers and they're like, no, we see blood, but we can't tell where this blood is coming from. So they logged a call to call a nearby doctor. They logged a call to call a nearby doctor and explain to her as to what's happening, and the doctor guides them as to what to do. Okay, fine. I was put on a drip immediately and I was given a catheter. I don't know what it's called. Catheter, I don't know. But that thing, I'll put a picture here. But that thing where they put it into your urine system and then your urine just drops in the bag, you know. And now I'm seeing injections. I'm panicking, guys. There's nothing that makes me panic like an injection. Like, I get an injection, I go into a panic mode. I hate needles. They just do for trauma. Okay, so I'm asking questions as they examine me, and it's like, you know, I like it that you ask questions because, you know, you get to be relaxed. I'm like, I like it when someone communicates with me, especially when they examine me, so that I become, you know, relaxed. Because if you don't say anything, if you don't communicate with me, and you're communicating with the other person, and then you're busy putting things in my body, you're gonna make me anxious. So I see injections, I see pipes. I'm like, hey, what's going on? It's like, no, it's a catheter. We're gonna insert it. I'm like, is it going to be painful? It's like, no, it's not painful. It's just that it's uncomfortable. Okay. Honestly, she was so gentle. I'm not gonna lie. She was very friendly, and she did insert the catheter, and it was uncomfortable. It wasn't painful. Honestly, I didn't feel any pain. I'm not gonna lie and say it was painful when they inserted it. And it's like, yeah, we're done, it's in, you know. So you can't wear an underwear, or you can't wear any pants. I'm just gonna give you a sheet so that you can cover yourself until we wait for the ambulance to come and pick you up so that you can go to the hospital. And then we started having like lousy conversations so that they can take my mind out of things, you know. It's like, please don't panic. If you panic, it's gonna be bad for the baby. In the meantime, let's just monitor the baby's heart. They monitored the baby's heart, and also my blood pressure, and they were like, no, your blood pressure, it's doing okay. The baby's heartbeat, it's healthy, you know. And I could feel him kicking, because by the time I was panicking, the baby was not kicking. And maybe I couldn't even pay much attention to it because I'm in a panic mode and I can't even concentrate if the baby's okay whatsoever. Like, my head is all over the place. But as soon as I relaxed, I could, you know, feel him play, and yeah, he was fine. Okay, cool. The ambulance guys, they got in and we took off. I went to the hospital. Got to the hospital, guys. I got to GEORGE MUKHARI Hospital. If you know GEORGE MUKHARI, the slaughterhouse. Give me the slaughterhouse hospital, not GEORGE MUKHARI Academic Hospital. The slaughterhouse hospital, the ghetto, the pits. Like, I didn't want to be there, but it was the secondary hospital that I could get to, and because I was panicking, I couldn't go to the original doctor that I go to for all of my appointments, most of my appointments that I've, you know, started since I was pregnant. Okay, cool. We got there and we went straight into the maternity ward. Guys, you know, when you were relaxed and then you get into a place, you get to a place and you're like, what the hell is this place? Is this even a maternity ward? Like, that ward is, you know, when you look at movies and then you see those dodgy hospitals, like where like they're ghost. It's an old hospital, abandoned hospital. There's blood and there's like dodgy beds, and like it's a mess. It was a mess. I'm not gonna lie. And then they put me in this room. This room is filled with dirty machines, machines that don't work. They look like old saunas. It's like a back room. Like, I want to give you a picture. If you watch horror stories, like horror films, horror movies, where it's a haunted hospital and nothing is working, and then you in this room where there's a bed, and then you see blood also on the wall, and then it's so dirty, and the doctor's asking me to please step on the bed, like please lie on the bed. And I look at the bed, guys. I'm gonna post it because I took a picture of the bed, and she's asking me to lie on the bed. There's no sheet. First of all, there's no sheet on the bed, and that bed imarata, like you could see through the cushions and the card box of the bed. It's not worth it to be a bed. It's a small bed, like it's a small bed. Honestly, should you even turn on that bed, you'd literally fall. Okay, then I decided, let me use the sheet that I was given at the clinic. So I use my sheet, and she checks if the baby's head is in the pelvis. It's like, yeah, I could sense that the baby's 3 centimeters in the pelvis. And it's like, I want you to open your legs. Nothing scares me as opening my legs. I know it's gonna sound cliche, it's gonna sound somehow, but I'm in this room. It's a dodgy room. It's filled with machine healing, like old saunas that doesn't work, and it's dirty, and someone is asking me to open my legs, and she's telling me to relax. How do you do that? How do you open your legs in a room like this and still be relaxed? I was like, oh, okay. I tried opening my legs, and it's like, babes, please, I need you to open your legs because I need to check your civic. I'm like, I'm trying. Luckily, she was nice. She could see her. I'm not gonna relax in this kind of situation. Okay, cool. She opens my legs, like, yeah, I can see blood. So she checks my civic, and she's like, no, the civic, it's closed. Like, you don't look anywhere near labor. So, and he checks the baby. He grabs the sauna. First of all, the hospital doesn't have a proper sauna. That sauna, it was pure black and white. And I'm asking her, like, what's going on there on the screen, because I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see what was going on. I'm like, what's going on the screen? Is like, no, I could only detect you using numbers. I can't literally see like the baby, but I just need to check if your uterus is intact and that the baby's still inside. And it's like, yeah, I could see that the baby's still inside and your uterus is fine. I couldn't see anything. Like, under a normal sauna that I've seen during my checkups, I could see the baby. But this one, it was dark, Okay, cool. And it's like, I need to insert, I don't know the name, but I'll put on the name here. It's like a Caesar, but it opens like this. So what they do is they put it, normally when you do a pap smear, they use it. So they put it on the lips of your vagina, and then she has to screw it, and then when they screw, it opens up your vagina like this, and it is so painful. It is excruciating. I was crying. I was like, no, I cannot do this. In my mind, I was reminiscing. I was like, why did I end up here? Why? Like, is it no? I was crying real tears. That thing is all painful, and it's telling me to relax. I'm like, how do you expect me to relax? This room, first of all, it's so cold, it's dirty, there's dirty machines here, there's no sheet. Like, you telling me to relax? Come on. And it's like, no, I need to see your civic. Like, I need to get a proper glimpse of it. It's like, I'm coming back. I'm still open, guys. That thing, I'm like, she goes out to grab whatever. I don't know what she was grabbing, and she comes back to take a swab so that they can send to the lab. And I think she detected an infection, near the civic. Okay, cool, we're done. I was like, okay, no, we're done. Dress up. I dress up. I take my sheet again. Okay, fine. It's like, no, wait in the next room. I wait in the next room. As I wait, there's this mean nurse that comes to me, and she's like, I'm gonna need you to lie down on the bed again. Guys, mind you, I have a drip on my hand. I'm carrying my drip by my hand, so I have a catheter that's dangling between my legs. I have to carry that bag of urine with me, and she's asking me to take off my clothes. There's no sheet, first of all, on the bed. I'm like, how am I supposed? I'm like, can you please help me take off my vest, because there's a drip going on here, and then I need to gently, like, you know, put the drip inside my arm vest so that, you know, I can. She was not having that. She just looked at me like, please get on the bed. I'm like, how am I supposed to get on the bed? Because the bed also, it's this high. There are no steps to get on the bed. How am I supposed to get on the bed when I'm holding a catheter, I'm holding a drip at the same time? Bandla, please help me. I'm like, okay, ditebogo, then you'll have to figure this one on your own, because clearly Miguel is not having, she's definitely not having it today. I took my time. I was like, and she's busy, like she sounds like she's in a hurry, like quickly. I'm like, please, you're not gonna do that, not today, not with me, please, okay? You're gonna relax. I'm in pain, I can't get on the bed, you're asking me for the impossible, so I'm gonna take my time, please. Okay, cool. Finally, I managed to take my vest out, and then balance the drip. Guys, it's not even like, she's not even gonna like hang the drip somewhere or give me that pole, you know, when you hang your drip and then you walk with the pole. No. Usisi akekho lapho, like ada. Okay, I get on the bed, and she's like, please be careful when you get on the bed, because the bed is small, you might fall. All right, then get on the bed, and then they put on this belt where they need to monitor the baby's heart for like an hour, 45 minutes. Get on that bed. Okay, cool. Another doctor comes by. He checks on me. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And then I explain. Like, he was so nice, that doctor. He was like, okay, no, you're gonna take care of you, don't worry, and stuff like that. I'm gonna call him Tagati, because, you know, with this kind of profession, you don't need that kind of attitude to treat people like that. Like, no human being deserves to be treated like that, honestly. And if you feel like you're not cut for the job, then leave it to hell. You know, if you don't have passion for it, fuck off. Okay, cool. She comes back, and then she takes off that belt, and then she doesn't even say anything. She doesn't even communicate with me with anything. Okay, cool. Fine. She's like, you need to take that catheter out. I'm like, okay. Since it was not painful while inserting it, I'm thinking, hold on, no, it's not going to be painful when they take it out. Guys, I couldn't even sit down, because that catheter, like, that thing is so uncomfortable. It's not painful, it's uncomfortable, you know. With care, it's uncomfortable. And it's like, lie on the bed. I was like, no ways, I'm not getting on that bed again, especially when there's no sheet. No, I'm not getting on that bed. It's like, okay, we'll have to do it while you're standing up. I'm like, no, it's fine, we'll do it while I'm standing up. Doesn't this lady grab the catheter like this? Yo, ka screama ka mo fothela kwa, ka mo pushetsa ka re, yay, leave me alone. I'm sorry, I was not doing that. Fuck off. I was crying real together. I was crying. My tears were just the way I was crying. Like, I was so emotional. I was so emotional. I'm in pain, and I'm like, why would you treat a human being like this? Like, why are you so mean? What's wrong? Do we know each other? Have I done something to you? You don't know me. I don't know. I was crying my heart out. Like, I was in tears. Like, I was like, I don't deserve this kind of treatment in my life. Like, no, this cannot be happening to me. No, I even said a little prayer. I was praying. I was like, God, but why? You know, I cried. I was like, please leave me alone. Please don't touch me. Please call someone who's willing to help me, because clearly you're not willing to help me. She's like, no, I'm so sorry. I was not gentle. I'm sorry, Cece. You know, I'm sorry. Now she's starting to be nice. I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm not buying it. Get the fuck away from me. Don't fucking touch me. Don't do anything. Call someone. And then she calls some. No, I waited there for like 30 minutes before she called in someone. And I was like, can you remove the drip, because of I can't bear the pain while there's a drip in my hand and I'm trying to hold on to the catheter and stuff like that. It's like, no, we cannot do that. Okay, fine, call someone. And as I was sitting there, the catheter like just came out on its own. I was like, thanks God, you know. And I think she called one of her superiors, and she came in to apologize, saying, no, we are understaffed, and I'm not going to make excuses for her that she's overwhelmed, but we are understaffed and there's a lot of you guys and stuff like that. She started making like some silly excuses, and I was not even having it. I was like, please don't report us. She was like, please don't report us. I'm so sorry, how can I make it up to you? I was like, please give me a referral to Pretoria West. She's like, no, I can't give you a referral to Pretoria West because this is a secondary hospital nearby. They wouldn't allow me to transport you to Pretoria West. I was like, okay, cool, fine. And it's like, no, you're gonna go to we're gonna admit you for the night, so that the doctors can monitor you for the night. I was like, okay, cool. So guys, what I normally do is every time when I go to the doctor, I tell them that I'm allergic to penicillin. You know, I declare wherever I go, I show you a list of the antibiotics that I'm allergic to, and penicillin can kill me. Literally, I could die. If you give me penicillin, I would die. I would die there. I'm allergic to penicillin. It's no secret, you know. I've been meaning to buy the bracelet. Well, on that part, it's my fault. I've been meaning to buy a bracelet that says allergic to penicillin. But also, in the hospital, on every record that I have, it's written allergic to penicillin. And when they gave me the wristbands, the hospital wristbands, they've written allergic to penicillin. I've alerted the doctor who was helping me. I've alerted the nurse who was helping me that I'm allergic to penicillin. I don't need any medication that contains penicillin. Okay, cool. We're cool when it comes to that. Okay, fine. I got admitted. I was there 12 o'clock. I got admitted around 8 or 9 because there was shortages of beds. And I was like, can you please give me a referral because there's no beds available. Can I get a referral of Pretoria West Hospital? And they're like, no, we can't. I'm like, I'm not going to sleep on this bench. I'm not going to sleep on the floor. If you're not going to give me a referral, I'm going to go home. I don't care. And they're like, no, we'll make a plan. As I was sitting there, I was waiting for my mom and my partner. And my mom is like, how long have you been waiting here? I'm like, since 12 o'clock. I've been waiting for them to admit me. No one is entertaining me. No one is even asking me, Sissy, you know, how can we help you or whatsoever. So as soon as my mom and my partner comes, I ask my partner to ask them as to like what's going on, you know. Or prior to that, I asked this nurse, I was like, sister, like, what am I waiting for? Is like, no, you're waiting for admission. They're gonna admit you soon. I'm like, how soon? Because I've been waiting here for like 3 hours and no one is saying anything. And it's like, oh, I get okay. I was like, I don't have the energy for this. So when my partner comes, all of a sudden they're so nice. No, this one is saying no, she thought the other one admitted me. The other one was like, no, she thought this one admitted me because what. There's a whole lot of excuses, you know. And all of a sudden I have a bed. I just have to wait 30 minutes before I could get a bed. But yeah, they've made arrangements, what. So if my mom and my partner were not there, I could be sitting on the bench even now waiting for them to admit me. And even my mom makes a suggestion that if there are no enough beds, can we please go home? We'll make a plan. She'll go to another hospital. And they were like, no, you cannot. Okay, cool. Got admitted, got my bed, settled in. I got a new drip. You know, they've exchanged. Now they've given me a new drip. Ne? This nurse gives me a drip, and immediately, you know, when you get a drip and taking medication, there's two different kind of feelings. When you take medication orally, it takes a very long time to kick in, but when you take medication through a drip, it kicks in immediately. So I'm starting to feel funny. Like I'm starting to feel like I'm gonna throw up, and I'm starting to feel funny. I'm starting to feel dizzy, but I was like, probably it's the medication, and then I sleep. Okay, they monitor the baby throughout the night, but I managed to sleep. Around 4 o'clock, they do also rounds. They sleep. Once it's 12 o'clock, those nurses, they sleep. They don't care. That's why most people, they die at night, and then when you come to visit your family members, they're like, we don't know what happened, because they were sleeping. They didn't check. But anyway, at 4 o'clock, as I said, like, these nurses, they do sleep at night. No cap. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and they don't give a shit about patients. At 4 o'clock, they come back, they take your blood pressure, they monitor the baby again on the CT whatnot machine, I forgot the name, and then she gives me another drip, another antibiotic drip. Ne? It's 4 o'clock, I think it's 3 o'clock a.m. So I get another drip. Immediately when she's done doing that, she goes off and have tea and doesn't give a shit. Ne? So now I'm feeling very nauseous. I'm like, I'm so nauseous. And I can feel that I'm starting to choke. Like I'm choking, literally, I'm choking. I'm starting to cry. I'm panicking because I've never experienced something like this. Now I can literally feel that my chest was closing up. My chest is closing up. And I was on this baby monitor, the heart monitor of a baby. Now I'm taking things off. I'm taking the drip off because I'm panicking. I feel like I cannot breathe. Literally, I couldn't breathe. It's not that I felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. Now I'm taking everything out. No? So there's this nurse. I don't even have the urge to scream, to call out a nurse, to say, hey, Batu, someone help me, you know. So there's this other nurse who was passing by. I think she could hear by the machine that the machine was not going accordingly. So she checked as to what's going on with the machine. And then she finds me like taking things off, taking the drips off, and like choking on the edge of the bed. It was a mess, you know. She comes by immediately and she's like, what the hell is going on? I was like, I cannot breathe. I can't breathe. I can't speak. I can't breathe. Now she calls on everyone. Guys, please come this side. Please bring on the breathing machine because she can't breathe, you know. They bring on the breathing machine. This nurse doesn't even know how to put on a breathing machine, like to assemble it, you know. She's asking this one who's helping me, saying, assemble it. And she's like, how am I supposed to assemble a breathing machine while I'm holding the patient? Because should I let go of her, she's going to collapse on the floor. What's going to happen after that? And she doesn't know what to say. She calls another one to come and, you know, to put on the breathing machine together. And this one, like, you could see that she's irritated because it seems like people don't know how to do their jobs. Like, how do you become a nurse and not be able to assemble a breathing machine? Honestly, like, she calls another one and then she tells them to come with the thing that they put here. And she's like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Now she has to give instruction as to this is what it looks like and stuff. That time, guys, I cannot breathe. I am so teary. I'm so emotional. I am thinking about the baby. I'm listening to that baby monitor that monitors the heartbeat, and I'm seeing my life flash in front of my eyes, and it's a mess. There's a lot of people surrounding me. They're trying to call a doctor because now it's an emergency. They're trying to get rid of the drip because it has penicillin. Apparently that nurse put on penicillin in the drip and gave it to me directly, like a quick fix. Mola goes a quick, fast, in a hurry. Honestly, you know, I'm crying. It's a mess. She manages to put on the breathing thing in my nose. She's like, can you breathe? I'm like, yeah. And she did put on this thing on my finger to monitor my heart rate and stuff. And while she was doing it, I could see that she was also panicking, because she's like, it's dropping. I'm like, what is dropping? It's like, it's dropping. She's letting the other ones know. And this one comes to me, is like, why didn't you tell me that you're allergic to penicillin? I'm like, I'm wearing a wrist that says allergic to penicillin. My files have written allergic to penicillin in a red pen. What more do you want from me? Finally, I managed to breathe again, come back to life. And at that very moment, I was like, you know, my people don't value other people's lives. Like, it's your life in South Africa amounts to currency, and if you don't have the money, people are not going to value your life. Honestly, people are not going to value your life. I almost died in that hospital, and what has happened to me, I don't wish it on anyone else. I don't think people deserve that kind of treatment, whether it's public or private. In my mind, I was like, I'm not going to give birth. I was praying to God that, please, my baby, just stay in there, stick it through there until 39 weeks. We're going to be fine. I know. God, I'm placing, you know, my faith in your hands, because this is beyond me. I don't know what's happening, but I know that, you know, restoration will come through for me eventually. And in the morning, the doctor came and checked on me, and this one was explaining that I'm allergic to penicillin, and someone didn't do their due diligence. And honestly, I didn't even have the stamina to report it, because like, I was so lamb, I was so tired from not sleeping, and there was just a lot in my mind. And he's like, no, I'm going to discharge you, but I think I want to keep you overnight. I was like, no, I'm not staying here another night. You want to kill me? You want to finish me off? No, I'm not staying here for another night. It's like, no, I need to give you a shot that just in case the baby decides to come now, so that the baby, you know, the baby's lungs can be strong for the baby to breathe on his own or her own. I was like, no, I can have the shots, but I am not staying here. It's like, okay, cool, no, it's fine. You don't have to sleep over. I'm going to give you a shot in the morning, and I'm going to give you a shot 10 o'clock in the morning, and then 10 o'clock p.m. and then you can go home. I was like, with pleasure, because I'm not going to spend another night here. I don't want to die in this place, because should anything have happened to me, should I've died at that point, they were going to tell my parents that we don't know what happened. No one was going to account to say, I did a mistake by putting her on penicillin, knowing very well that everything of hers, it stated that she's allergic to penicillin. Don't give this patient penicillin. They were not going to account. There was no accountability that I'm sure of. They were just going to tell my family that they didn't know what happened. I just stopped breathing, and that's it. So yeah, guys, that's the horror stories of public hospital, aka the slaughterhouse in George Mukhari. We're gonna die in the hands of people that we trust, the people that we think they're professionals, hospitals that we think that they have the capacity to look after their patients, and nurses who don't do their due diligence because of bona they are underwhelmed or overwhelmed or understaffed whatsoever. But honestly, the system needs to do something about its things. You know, people cannot go on like this. So yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy the story, and yeah, I don't wish this on anyone else. Yeah, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is free, and comment down below. That's the sad story. I'd leave it at that. Bye.